Hi, conscious parents out there. I wanted to share with you all something I've been thinking about. So, with conscious parenting, we often can get into a pattern of behavior that actually doesn't serve our children or ourselves. And I wanted to kind of shine the light on that and suggest a few alternatives. So, what I'm talking about is conscious parents, including myself, sometimes we go passive. And we think that we're being gentle, we think that we're respecting the children, but actually we can be disrespecting ourselves or ignoring something that we know is true and how we want to serve the children, or something that we want or something we desire. So we're ignoring something and saying, okay, fine, you can have that, or okay, fine, I guess, go ahead. In some way or another, that's what we're communicating. Like, you can have what you want, I'm going to ignore something inside of myself that's saying something different. Or it can be that we are going passive in general about our life, like the way we set up our health and our habits, and we don't feel like we have the power to change something in our life, or it's uncomfortable to step into assertiveness, so we go passive in other ways, like maybe about our schedule or about how we spend our time or our relationships, some way or another. We go passive as parents, and what happens usually is that I'm getting a text message during this call, excuse me. So what happens is we ignore something, and we think we're being gentle, but suddenly what happens is we usually get burnt out or frustrated, and then we explode or react. And suddenly we're like reacting in anger and in emotion towards our child, and that's not how we wanted to behave. But it's, since we were ignoring something for so long, it just like sort of bubbled under the surface, and then we react because we weren't taking care of ourselves, or we weren't honoring something that we know is what we wanted and needed. And then after that reaction, we feel guilty because our intention was to be conscious, loving, thoughtful parent. And from feeling guilty, maybe feel depressed, like I'm the worst mom in the world, how could I have done this, there's a child so innocent, how could I have reacted like that and treated him that way. And so this is a common behavior that conscious parents are trying to honor their children, but actually going passive, then reacting, then feeling guilty. And I think a solution to this is cultivating the quality of assertiveness. And this is like stepping into a different way of being. Assertiveness is a paradigm to function within. And this could be overwhelming to you because you may be thinking, oh, I'm only passive or aggressive. I don't feel very assertive at all in so many ways in my life. But that acknowledgement is a step towards being conscious, being assertive, and creating a win-win in your family life. And it just takes time to transform our lives. And so I'm not expecting anyone to take this video and run and have a whole entire new paradigm they're living in. But I just wanted to shine the light on this because I think parents are suffering, and they do have power, and there are tools and techniques to create a much more satisfying experience in family life, for all of us. And so assertiveness is like a win-win, and it's very empathic, it's very loving, because what it's saying is you matter. Like, what you want and what you're experiencing matters, but so do I. I matter. What I want and what I need matters, and I'm going to honor it. And so that can seem very foreign to you, to really contemplate how to honor yourself while you're in the parenting role. And maybe this video is encouraging to you because you see yourself like, oh, I have that skill, I have that ability, I've done that before, and it was the right thing to do, and it worked somehow. The children cooperated, and they accepted what I said. And so I thought I would give you a few examples, demonstrate what assertiveness can look like and feel like. Just a few examples. So if you need to set a boundary with a child, you could say something like, I hear that you really want this, and I'm not willing to give it to you right now. It's not going to happen, but I really want to hear what's happening for you. I see that you're really sad, you're really disappointed, you're angry at me. So let's talk about this, okay? Because this really matters to you, and That's one example of assertiveness. So it's very empathic, it's very loving, but it's also taking a stand. And children usually have emotions when you set boundaries, and you can just listen. You can say, I'm going to be here with you. I'm going to be here with you, but we're not doing that. This is, and another example is like, I hear that you want this, and that's not going to happen in our family because, your father and I, this is our values, this is our lifestyle, this is what we're choosing for our family, and this is the reason why we live like this, and why we're not welcoming that into our life right now. And it's not going to happen, but I hear you, you want that, and, let's talk about what we can get for you. So, if you are angry as a parent, you can say, I'm angry about how you said that to me, and I'm feeling angry when you say that like that, and I need a 5-minute break. I'll be back in 5 minutes. Being assertive can look like, I'm not sure what to do right now, but I hear everything that you've said, and I'm considering what you've said, and I need to give myself some time to contemplate that. Being assertive can look like, actually, yes, I'm inspired, let's do that right now. Or, yes, I will help you in 1 hour. Or, later this week, I can do that, but not in the next few days. So that's a few examples of what embodying assertiveness can look like. It's you're honoring the child, what they say, what they want, and you're honoring yourself. And there's so many scenarios that I could, run through how assertiveness could look like how to deal with toddlers and how to deal with your partner, and how to be assertive with yourself. Like, hey, Dominique, I see that you want to scroll an extra 30 minutes on Facebook, but we're not going to do that. You have a plan to wake up early, and so you're going to sleep early. And, that's just a playful way of, I don't actually say that to myself out loud, but that's just an example. So assertiveness can be applied to any life area, any relationship. And in my experience, it's the only paradigm that works. When you go passive and ignore things, it eventually comes back to you. And when you are aggressive, you either burn out, or you feel guilty, or you've caused harm. And it's painful for both sides in relationships where you're controlling or aggressive or forceful in some way. So I thought I would share some thoughts there about assertiveness for conscious parents. And I'd love to hear your comments. So please write below in the comments what comes up for you with what I've shared. I'd love to have a discussion. All right, take care.